acting suspicious. I had to cut them off the way to get this watch on my wrist.
You had to cut it off. Alright. Little baby, relax, Brody. You already know. You you snapping. I already know you snapping. Just gotta relax, man. That's the thing. Like, nah, I mean. But hey, man. Welcome back to the channel. As you can still hear, man, I'm down bad, man. I'm still down bad. But I'm getting better. Can't you hear the difference? Yeah? No? I don't know. But anyways, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today, we're going to be reacting to the war in Camden, man. This was a suggestion because I didn't know what was going on the whole time in the UK. So the whole, like, with suspect activity, Active Gxng, I think it's called. Yeah, Active Gxng versus 51st. I'm about to check this out right now.
Maverick is the #1 movie in the world.
Damn bro. Right. Like, what's going on? This thing tweaking. But yeah, like, whoa, so much things happening at once. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. And what more can I say? Let's rock it, man. Let's rock it.
2 men have been stabbed to death in 2 separate attacks in Kentish Town in North London last night. The body of the first victim, believed to be in his late teens, was found a couple of hours before police discovered the second victim, who's thought to be in his 20s.
Camden, the heart of fashion and culture in London, with some of the most expensive house prices and biggest tourist attractions in England. And from the outside in, looks like the perfect place to live. But that's what the government want to show you. Once we go deeper into the lower income estates of the borough, we start to see a different story. A story of the country's most deprived estates in London being separated from roads of millionaires literally by one street, and how these estates have created a deadly gang war which has taken over the borough in recent years. But before I get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Let's get into the video. So Camden is a borough in northwest London and is very, very close to the centre of London. But despite the area being so close to the rich centre of the capital, in the last few years the war in the area has been going brazy. So historically, unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation...
Y'all got an Islington down there too? I guess Islington's everywhere. Actually, no, not everywhere. I don't know about Islington in the States. But Islington down there, got an Islington down here.
Going brazy. So historically,
city, though, it's a street.
Unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation hasn't been as active as others. But this all changed around 2016, when a man from Camden called Merce had his watch stolen from another man from another area in Camden. After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough, literally between groups of kids that grew up together. One side being gangs built up from a few estates in Camden, which were the Peckwater gang from the Peckwater estate, the QC gang
Pickwater
from a few estates in Camden, which were the Peckwater gang from the Peckwater estate, the QC gang, which were from a road in Camden called Queen's Crescent, and Cumbo, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park in Cumberland Market.
Yo, there's a Regent Park down there too? What?
Queen's Crescent and Cumbo, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park.
Is it? Where do you see Regent Park? Or maybe it's not the same thing.
In Cumberland Market. They linked up together and called themselves 50.
Obviously, it's not the same thing. Like, I'm just comparing. Anyways, we're gonna get back to the video.
First, due to their postcodes being in NW1 and NW5, which is where the 5 and the 1 come from. And from the other side of the feud, we have a gang called Active Gxng, which some people may know from their songs. And they're from the Agar Grove estate in Camden. And Active Gxng are affiliated with another gang called CT1 and NRB, which they all linked up and called themselves 71st. And just like that, the war was now on between 51st and 71st over this watch being stolen. So Camden is actually home to a big
What watch was this?
Somalian community, with a big
shout out the Mollies
portion of them residing in Agar Grove, which is the territory of the 71st gang. Such a big community that the majority of 71st members are actually Somalian. And if you watch one of my previous videos on Mali Strip, Somalian people are people you don't want to be messing with, which you'll understand more in this video. And this
don't mess with the Mali Strip, bro. Don't ever touch the Mali Strip. Don't ever touch them. Are you crazy?
beef was on go from early. In 2017, 2 members of the AG gang, which represent 71st, executed a triple shooting on 3 51st members. 2 of the members ran to a nearby hospital, but while hospital staff was treating the 2 members, they also called police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the 2 realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them. But the police ended up detaining them and arresting them after a struggle between the both. The reason they wanted to run was because all 3 members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all 3 were eventually arrested for. Now, of course, 51st weren't happy about this triple shooting, and they were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Aga Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive and make his own way back to hospital.
How the hell did he make it back? What?
And shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive and make his own way back to hospital. But this beef really kicked off in a situation that wasn't even linked to both of the gangs. So on February 2017, a 16-year-old girl had an Airbnb party in Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this party, there were people from all over London.
The worst.
London there. But a few uninvited guests tried to pull up to the party. One of these people being a boy from 51st called Dotty and his friend, who pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. And when the boy...
Damn! Ain't no way! He came ready, but they came more prepared.
That's called Dotty and his friend, who pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. And when the boys caught up to him, they stabbed him 13 times altogether, which actually resulted in Dotty dying, which 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham were sentenced and convicted for. So 51st were mad about this situation, obviously, that their member Dotty was just stabbed to death. So they were out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW, and travelled all the way from Camden in northwest London to Hackney in East London, and then to Tottenham in North London, because that's where the people who killed Dotty were from. But they ended up finding no one from both areas, but they weren't trying to go home without spilling some blood first. So 51st went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members, and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole nother 2 hours looking for more 71st members, and found the 71st member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members.
Dang! Yo, these guys are just going ruthless. This is nuts.
An affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there. They were riding for a whole nother 2 hours looking for more 71st members, and found the 71st member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety.
Begging and pleading for the taxi man to drive. And yo, a lot of these taxi drivers don't give a damn. They like, yo, y'all got issues. Don't come to me with that foolishness. I'm just trying to make a buck. You dig? I ain't in no gang shit. That's how they see it. That's how a whole bunch of them see it. So they ain't doing nothing. But see, that resulted in this man's death. Damn, son.
Safety, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members, all within 2 hours of their first murder they committed that night, and 6 members were sentenced to life for these murders. Then on September 4th, 2017, a member from 51st called Flips, and the older brother of the second boy who died that night called Mitch.
Wait, what's his name?
A member from 51st called Flips, and the older brother of the second boy,
I thought he said Fliss for a minute,
who died that night called Mitch, bumped into each other on Hampstead Road in Camden and started getting into a little altercation, which ended with Flips stabbing Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole situation and ran down Flips and arrested him, and now Flips is serving 17 years to life for this murder. After this, the beef in Camden went under some serious investigation by police, and members from all sides started to get taken down for conspiracies, firearms and drug charges, and the beef started to die down a bit. But then 2019 hit, and quite a lot of the members that were locked up started to come out, and taking in consideration that 51st members, just before everyone started going to prison, had killed 3 71st members. 71st members started coming out of prison on some demon time, and were most definitely looking for revenge with no warnings. The first signs that 71st was really back was on a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning, a 51st member called G Squeeze was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him, and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him repeatedly in his head and body.
Yo, bare stabbings. Holy smokes.
Even him literally paralysed and not being able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st members. They wanted someone dead for their friends. So on April 1st, 2019, a suspected member of 51st called C Miz and his cousin were walking down Grafton Road in Gospel Oak, Camden, when 4 71st members jumped out a stolen black car and started chasing them. C Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out the car locked onto C Miz, and C Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. After this murder, 71st members made a song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C Miz was actually a refugee from Congo.
Wow, these guys are on demon time. Damn, even it's too sickening. I'm even coughing.
Stolen black car and started chasing them. C Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out the car locked onto C Miz, and C Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. After this murder, 71st members made a song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C Miz was actually a refugee from Congo after him and his family fled the war from over there. And members repeatedly in their songs say that they get their weed from Congo, not Cali. Pretty much just trying to say that
they're smoking on C Miz. These guys are demons. They're demons. Shout out Booba.
Members repeatedly in their songs say that they get their weed from Congo, not Cali. Pretty much just trying to say that they're smoking on C Miz. And as I said before, the majority of these 71st members are Somalian. So after all this, there was news going about in Camden that 51st members were out on the lurk, and any Somalian they see, they're killing.
Heard some really.
That's reckless. That's too reckless.
51st members are out on the lurk, and any Somalian they see, they're killing.
Heard some really strong intelligence that there is going to be revenge for Calvin's killing, and his friends have literally said they are going to go out and kill any Somali in retaliation. So I just want to make that really clear. This is from a young Somali woman in Camden who's 24 years old.
Wow.
And basically we strongly suspect they're going to go out tonight and kill a Somali.
Which is
Nah, that's reckless. If that's true, that's reckless, man. They can't just go out killing like random folks now. I understand like get shit back in blood, but like nah, you can't go out killing random folks. They're going to the ends in this, like shelling out the ends, like that's crazy. For anybody, that's crazy. At least know who you're targeting from. You know what I mean?
probably a bit of a stretch, but on the other hand, 71st members kept saying that they're warring with Jalirs, which is basically the Somalian word for West African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turning into a race war between Somalian and black people in Camden, which is just all wrong for so many reasons. But 71st weren't happy enough with
I didn't see no black man in the back just now.
and black people in Camden, which is just all
I don't know if this guy's telling the truth. I don't know about that part. The Malis I know, we all part of each other the same ways. See each other as black. We niggas. The fuck?
people. So this was kind of turning into a race war between Somalian and black
We won at the end of the day.
people in Camden, which is just all wrong for so many reasons. But 71st weren't happy enough with the killing of C Miz. They wanted to spill more blood. So August 12, 2019, 6 members started circling the estates of 51st members in a stolen Ford Fiesta and a stolen Sea. When they spotted 16-year-old culprit and other members coming out of a restaurant around 10:30 p.m. Culprit and other members ran to a nearby set of blocks near Euston Road. But 71st members found them later on that night, and 3 members jumped out and chased them down, catching up to the 16-year-old 51st member called Culprit. Culprit was running for his life and literally screaming for help, banging on neighbours' doors to let him in so he could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a 3rd member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killing knife through.
What the fuck? Yo! Are these guys from Mortal Kombat? Like, what the hell's going on?
71st members held him, while a 3rd member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long
Bro! This shit's equivalent. Bro. Oops. Like, what the? These guys are from Scorpion. Oh no, Scorpion got a difference. Ah! He don't. Look at this. What's wrong with these guys? This is nuts. Nah, forget all that stabbing. Gotta keep the blicky with you, bro.
271st members held him, while a third member repeatedly
these guys are moving like this. This is torture.
Zombie.
This is torture. Keep the blick. If you talking crazy, keep the blick. If they're approaching you with this, what the fuck? This. Keep the blicky, bro.
He killing knife through his chest while it was coming out of his back. And when the 71st members were done, the killers were said to be running away after, laughing hysterically, which is what bystanders said. And culprit, he was just any normal kid from London. He was talented at football and even had trials for Southampton Football Club, but started getting involved in a local gang and brushed aside his football, and unfortunately became a victim of the streets. Now, as his back and forths normally go, 51st were now looking for revenge on their recent L's, and there were many stabbings across the month. And early on in September, there was a case of 3 killings in 5 days in Camden. One of these being a man from a completely different area all the way in East London, but unfortunately he was walking at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was actually walking on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred yards from the situation, and 4 days later a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for the longest, a lot of people didn't even know all this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene.
Suspect.
Calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me. Especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard, and really makes you deep how tapped this whole beef is.
How deep is it?
Aye, A-way, you get me? That way. AGB shit, free my nigga arm response 100 times. Free hit, man. Trust me. Fuck all that. Yo, fuck the Jades, I ching these black ops, splash man's head top, zombie tetos, no respawn when Ganton hearts off, got those up block, trying to revive us, bro beat corn, trying to take man's hat off, instant kill, he died on that spot, back off, nigga get splashed up, then bleed out, regretting that day, then dash off, I'm stuck in this modern warfare, this in a game like COD, niggas won't kill me, stop my kill streak, one more case, so UAV.
Alright, I ain't gonna cap. This is crazy though. The bars are there. Suspect always delivers. I can't front. Despite all that killing and all that stuff, like, rest in peace to them folks over there, man. Rest in peace. Like, it's actually it's sad, you know. It's actually sad, but the bars are. It's the music, like. This is what people want now. Not now these days, forever. It's rap. Like, you gotta live what you talk about, and like that's what makes it so like gladiator type of theme for rap. You know, you're only as good as long as the crowd's pleased. It's messed up, but shit, the bars are sick.
Beat that regretting that day, then dash off. I'm stuck in this modern warfare. This in a game like COD. Niggas won't kill me, stop my kill streak. One more case, a UAV. 2 ZKs, SS and me, 3 SAVs in the SUV. BA my G just passed that falls now. I'm in a 5 with 6 on me. Ride with 7s, Yev's gon' get him. Shout out Blitzy, a traded legend. Bro had a baby and raised it well. Don't slick, get hit with a 9mm shell. Got caught, so I was in court, not tryna get caught in the lies I tell. Oh well,
don't slip, get hit with a 9-month shell.
Ride with 7s, Yev's gon' get him. Shout out Blitzy, a traded legend. Bro had a baby and raised it well. Don't slick, get hit with a 9mm shell. Got caught, so I was in court, not tryna get caught in the lies I tell. Oh well, pigs tried but didn't prevail. 10 couldn't agree and I left that jail. It's crazy how everything played out. Same place we used to play runouts, it's the same place his chest got dug out. Same place I was telling you play out, it's the same place.
Damn. Oh my gosh. Nah.
Started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me. Especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard, and really makes you deep how tapped this whole beef is. In one of his lines, he says, "Same place we used to play runouts, is the same place his chest got dug out. Same place I was telling you play out, is the same place I'm telling you come out." Which really makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one time, and now they're trying to kill each other. All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway guys, that's it for today's video, and peace out.
That's nuts. That is nuts. That's what's popping. That's what's happening in the UK, huh? Like, all of that? And I know there's other problems happening too. But hey, man, y'all stay safe out there in the UK. If you in this lifestyle, man, y'all stay safe. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. More videos coming. Suspect, I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna still say it. Suspect gangster. This Active Gang gangster. 51st gangster. I like that whole the Chinks thing I watched. Crazy. Like, these guys are sick music. Just wish it didn't have to come with the war, but it's the name of the game. At the end of the day, just keeping it real, man. But like, comment, subscribe. More videos coming. And yeah, I'm gonna keep them coming, running. You feel me? Dig that.